His name is Wagner. He is a husband, a father, and he is a minister of the gospel. So he's going to be our speaker tonight. So without further ado, y'all give it up for Will.
Appreciate you, Lamar. Appreciate you. And something else y'all need to know about me before I keep talking. When I was in school, before high school, they called me an Oreo. I think y'all familiar with this term. It means you're black on the outside, but you're white on the inside. They clown me for the way that I talked. They clown me for the way I know. I hear somebody talk about the way I'm talking and my voice sound. They clown me for that too, right? Because I sound like, what's the dude from Good Burger? Welcome to Good Burger. I'm the Good Burger. Yeah. So I was a nerd. That's just how it was. I was not cool, right? I would go to school, come home, watch some TV shows, and I'd be like, I see these TV shows, and it's people like me in high school, and the fact of the matter was, is they still got made fun of. Like, nothing happened between 8th grade and freshman year. Like, it didn't change, so they got made fun of. And I was like, man, I don't want that to be me. Like, new school year, new me, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna change the way I talk. I'm gonna change the way I dress. I'm gonna get my swag right. I'm not gonna be one of them dudes that dances just standing off in the corner. They ain't got nobody to dance with. They're just standing there looking creepy. That's not gonna be me, right? So I got on, and I was successful at that. You know, in high school, I had a lot of friends. It was good, pretty popular. And then right around the middle of high school, Jesus kind of interrupted my plans. He was like, man, that's nice, Will. You had a nice little plan. I'm gonna interrupt that, and I got a plan for you. So we're going to walk through some stuff, walk through some things in the scriptures, some things that Jesus had to teach me about my approach to high school. So the first one up is coming out of Matthew 5. Rayni, if you can put that up there. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Now I'm going to need y'all's help, because we got a lot of words to define tonight. And I know y'all can help me out, right? I'm trying to help you out. So who can tell me what poor in spirit means? Just shout it out. Anybody? Shout it out. Go ahead.
Somebody that lacks the spirit of poor.
That is not correct. That's okay. I'm gonna give you the Snickers anyway. We're gonna go with poor in spirit being dependent on God. You know that you need God. Okay? If you're a poor in spirit, you know that you need God. You might be filthy rich. You might be completely broke. You could be dropping threes like Curry, but he made like 51 points the other night, right? You can have all the lights on the ground, but you know you need God. And then why? You're blessed if you know you need God, because yours is the kingdom of heaven. Anybody know what the kingdom of heaven is? Come on, it's not hard. It's not hard. Kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, shout it out. Eternal life? I thought, who said that? Oh, she said, oh, y'all, hey, she getting it. Y'all getting shown up. Okay, so the kingdom of heaven, think about it like countries, right? We're a country, United States. Mexico's a country, they got a president. Canada's a country, they got, I think it's like a prime minister or something like that. God is the king of heaven. And he says that when you know that you need the king, then the kingdom of heaven is yours. He gives you the kingdom. You might be running around here on earth trying to make your own little kingdom, but the kingdom of heaven is better. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. We're going to keep it moving because I got a lot to say. Jesus got a lot to say. So blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. What does mourn mean? Shout it out, everybody. To grieve? Who said to grieve? Come on, now, there you go. There you go, to grieve. Now this is huge. This is huge for us. Why? Because many of us in this room get told, you better not cry. Many of us in this room get told, man, woman up, man up. If they see you cry, you weak. But that's not true. Jesus said, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Even though you get told day in and day out, week in and way out, that you are weak if you cry, Jesus said, no, go ahead, I got you. Go ahead and cry. Go ahead and cry, because I'm going to comfort you. Even though people around you may be making fun of you, because you show your emotions, you're blessed, because I'm going to comfort you. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Let's keep going. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Who knows what meek means? Go ahead and say it. Humble? I like that. A little humble. We're going humble. I remember I told y'all before high school I was an Oreo, right? So then I got to high school and I joined the football team. Started working out. Your boy got swole, right? Got some muscles. And I'd be looking in the mirror. I'd be in the locker room like this, like, ooh, oh, you look good. You look good. I turn to my friends. I say something foolish like, man, y'all ain't never gonna be as swole as me. But that's not meekness. That's arrogance. You see, meekness is when you can look in the mirror, and even if you see good things, you're not overly impressed with yourself. Meekness is when you can look in the mirror and not be overly impressed with yourself, which is hard, again, because some of us in this room get told, oh, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing. After high school, you ain't going to college. You ain't get no job. You ain't nothing now. You ain't gonna be nothing later. And so we tell ourselves, no, I'm the man, right? You gotta respond to that. You look in the mirror and you say, no, I am something. But sometimes the problem with that is that you look in the mirror and you tell yourself over and over, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, and you start to believe that you're better than everybody else. You start to believe, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. And so Jesus says you gotta meet in the middle with that. You are more than nothing, but you're not better than anybody else. Don't look in the mirror and be overly impressed with yourself, even though you gotta tell yourself that you're more than nothing. Why? Because those who are meek will inherit the earth. The same king who will give you the kingdom of heaven will also give you the earth. So you don't have to worry about when those are telling you that you ain't nothing, right? Look in the mirror, don't be overly impressed with yourself, and you'll receive the earth. We're going to keep it going. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. This is my favorite one. Can anybody guess what is my favorite one? You don't know? What's up?
Satisfied, the S word.
You said satisfied?
Yeah.
Like food.
I like that. And also because I like food. That's pretty good. So y'all know what it's like to be hungry, right? What time is lunch at school? 12 o'clock? 12:15? I didn't hear none of what y'all said. I'm going to go with 12:30. Okay. 12. All right, so let's set 12, right? You ever have somebody sitting in class and you ready to go to lunch? You count down the minutes. You're like, man, 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. And then at like 11:58, somebody raised their hand and asked the teacher a question. And you're like, what you doing? Put your head down. It's time for lunch. And then the teacher go ahead and answer the question. Take about 5-10 minutes off your lunchtime. And you hungry. You thirsty. You want something. Okay. You got a hunger and thirst for righteousness like that. You may have not have, I could tell some of y'all weren't paying attention to that. I'm gonna give you another analogy. Because some of y'all thirsty. And it ain't for a drink. Some of y'all thirsty for a boo. You like, man, it's the end of October. And it's cuffing season time. I'm trying to cuddle up with somebody, you know. He look good, she look good. You thirsty. And some of y'all are overly thirsty. That's all y'all think about. That's all y'all friends talk about. Some of y'all post statuses on Facebook. And that's all y'all talk about. And Jesus is like, man, the way you hunger and thirst for food, and the way some of y'all are thirsty to get with somebody, that's how you gotta want righteousness. That's how you gotta want acting right and doing right and being right. Why? Because they will be satisfied. Because some of y'all also know the same people who always want to boo, just because you want to boo don't mean you're going to get one. But the promise is, if you want righteousness, you will receive righteousness. You will be satisfied. So blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. We're going to keep it moving. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. What is mercy? Somebody help me out. What is mercy? Forgiveness. Oh, give a hand clap to my man over there. Forgiveness. That's what I'm talking about. You can get that to him though. Okay, I got a picture for y'all. Say I got two of my friends, right? There's Q. Somebody say Q. Q. Okay, we got Malcolm. Say Malcolm. Malcolm. All right, so Q got a girl. Malcolm don't. One day, Malcolm came up to me and was like, hey, yo, Wags, man, I gotta talk to you. And I was like, what's up, Malcolm? They call me Wags because my last name is Wagner. And I said, man, he was like, man, I've been messing with Q's girl. I said, no. You been messing with Q's girl? Yeah, man. I was like, what happened, bro? He was like, man, I was standing in line, waiting to talk to a teacher, and she texted me. She texted me. What'd she say? She said, meet me in the stairs. I was like, no, bro, you didn't go to the stairwell. He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, you hooked up with Q's girl in the stairwell? He was like, yeah, man. Now, Malcolm hooked up with Q's girl in the stairwell. Does Malcolm deserve forgiveness?
No.
Yeah. See, I ain't got honest people in there. Y'all trying to give me the Sunday school answer. Malcolm does not deserve forgiveness because the thing about mercy is that the thing about mercy is that you get what you don't deserve. So he didn't deserve forgiveness. But actually, Q gave it to him anyway. And Q and Malcolm are still friends today. And you might say, well, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could forgive my friend who did that to me. Because, that's unreasonable. But the thing is that I would say God made it reasonable. Because before we were even born, before we even had a chance to do something wrong against God, he actually extended us mercy. He sent Jesus to live a perfect life and die on the cross and rise again from the dead 3 days later so that you could have mercy. Even though you would sin against God, because the scriptures say all have sinned fall short of the glory of God. Even though you would do God wrong and you wouldn't care about his kingdom and y'all would be rude to each other, because I've been to slam before actually. And I've seen the way y'all treat each other. I've seen the way some of y'all talk to y'all slang coaches. I see that. And God sees that. But he said, you know what? They may not deserve mercy, but I'm going to give it to them anyway. So blessed are those who are merciful, for they will receive mercy. If you show mercy, you will receive mercy. Now we're going to keep it moving. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. What does pure in heart mean? Just shout it out. I can't hear you.
Clean the heart.
Clean.
There you go. So, clean. I like that. That's a good word for pure in heart. So, whose mama told him to clean their room? What's your name? Janiyah. So Janiah's mama tells her to clean her room, right? As a matter of fact, Janiah's mama says, Janiyah, you gotta clean your room before you go to the party on Friday night. So Janiyah go to her room, right? Say Janiyah go to her room and she look around, this clothes on the floor is a hot mess because she don't ever clean her room unless her mama tell her to. So Janiyah looking around and she starts putting clothes up under the bed. And she take the stuff on the dresser and she don't clean it up, she don't organize it, she just put it in the drawers and shut the drawers and hide all the dirty stuff in the drawers. Or she get to her bed and she don't actually make the bed, she just take the top cover, put it on that thing, smooth it out, put the pillows on top, right? So then she get ready to leave, right, get ready to go to the party. And she's like, oh, see you, Mom, I'm leaving. Her mom's like, hold on, Janiyah, come on, let's see your room. Let's see your room. She gets to her room and her mom's like, this is nice, it's okay. And she sees something sticking out from under the bed. And she looked, and Janiyah's mama sees all the things under the bed. She's like, oh, you hid stuff from me. You put stuff under the bed. And then she goes to the drawers and she's like, okay, what else did you hide? And she pulled out all the drawers and all Janiyah's stuff is all over the place. What's going to happen to Janiyah? She can't go to that party. And then what she still got to do? Still got to clean her room. Right? So, if it's ridiculous for Janiyah to think that she can fake clean her room, it's also ridiculous to think you can fake clean your heart in front of God.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? Your heart is like your room, right? Because you can do some of the good things on the outside. Y'all got to earn points, right? Okay, you can try to earn points when your slam coaches are looking at you. But if you're not worried about what's on the inside, Jesus is saying that don't count for nothing. You might get that piece of party at the end. But if you just doing it to get by, if you ain't clean on the inside, if you're not doing it from a pure heart, you're not blessed. But blessed are the people who do have a pure heart, for they shall see God. I actually don't have much of an explanation on what it means to see God because I haven't seen God. And none of y'all have seen God. So imagine the awesomeness and the wonder of what it would be like to see the King of the universe, the King of heaven. And that would be the reward for being pure in heart. So we're going to keep it moving. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. What's a peacemaker?
Someone who makes peace.
Someone who makes peace. There we go. I like that. All right. Opposite of a peacemaker would be a troublemaker. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I wasn't even putting on that. That was good. Or an instigator, right? Somebody who come up, you got two people arguing, and they coming up there like, and instead of making peace between those two people, they're like, man, I heard about what she said about your mama. I heard about what she said about your daddy, yada yada. You know, but a peacemaker is somebody who brings people together and makes sure people are cool with each other. And why would they be called the sons of God? Because it's real simple. It's not even deep, right? Kids look like their parents. So if you know that God, who is the ultimate peacemaker, like I mentioned earlier, he sent Jesus so that there could be peace between God and man. If you know God, who is the ultimate peacemaker, then you'll make peace and you'll be called sons of God. We're gonna, the last two, we're gonna lump them in together. They're pretty much the same. It's pretty long, so I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna talk about it, try to make it simple. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Keep going. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Rayni, you can go back to the other slide. What's it mean to be persecuted?
Blame for something.
Blame for something? We'll go with that. So persecuted. This one is a little bit different. The other ones that came before has something to do with your demeanor, has something to do with your attitude. This one is dealing with what people do to you. When people talk about you and mock you. So Jesus is saying if you persecuted, be blessed. Which is very interesting because right around the time that Jesus interrupted my plans in high school, I started doing what he said. I started obeying his word. And I noticed that I started getting mocked again. See, right before high school, I didn't like being teased, so I switched it up so I wouldn't be mocked. And I was doing that, and it was cool. And then right around the middle of high school, I started following Jesus, and I started getting mocked again. And I was like, man, Jesus, this ain't cool. I don't like this. I got away from getting teased, and now I'm back at that. And Jesus was trying to tell me that, you know what? You might be focused on being liked by everybody. You might be focused on people accepting you. But the problem is that trying to be liked by everybody and trying to follow Jesus, eventually, sooner rather than later, those things, they don't mix. You can't have both. So you might get persecuted. So I had some of my friends, they mocked me. They talked about me. And I actually had one of my friends, she told me that she couldn't be my friend no more because I followed Jesus. It hurt. It hurt. But Jesus said, I'm blessed. Jesus said, I'm blessed because of that, because my reward is in heaven. Now, the killing part is that Jesus said all these words. He said this to a group of people who were trying to get into heaven. He said this to a group of people, they want to go to heaven. But many of us in this room, one of the issues is that we're not looking to go to heaven. We're not looking for the kingdom of heaven like these people were looking for the kingdom of heaven. We're so focused on being our own little kings here on earth, right? Walking around school, I run this school. I'm cool, I'm the man, I'm the football player. I do what I want. I don't care what the teachers say. I don't care what my friends say. You know, I'm doing me. But that's not the attitude that Jesus talked about us having. Jesus is saying, you can go to that last slide. Jesus is saying if you have the right attitude, God will bless you with the kingdom of heaven. And it's way more important to be blessed by God than to worry about what other people think about you. It's way more important to be blessed by God than worrying about what other people think about you. One of the main reasons why that's the case is because other people come and go. The people you see here at Slam, people at school, they come and go. But Jesus is forever. Mm-hmm. Other people come and go, but Jesus is forever.
Come on.
Other people come and go, but Jesus is forever. All right, I'm going to pray for y'all. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for these Slam kids. I pray that you will give us all the right attitude and that we will receive your blessings that is the kingdom of heaven. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.